Hello, this is a disclaimer because the subject is a bit controversial. So, first of all, we will be talking about this jump that you see on the screen right now. Uh, Very important. When I do it, my screen looks like this. Now, this is only one way of jump shotting among others. For example, when I do this move of jumping and crouching in the air, I am not glitched. When I do this jump, I am not glitched. When I do this jump, I am not glitched. So if you ever watched my stream, you saw me pick corners almost every time by jumping and crouching in the air. This does not trigger a glitched animation. So please do not confuse jump shot and glitch. I heard too much people recently in public complain about glitched jumps in situations where I know that it's impossible to trigger a glitch jump. Which means they use the term glitch to describe a basic jump shot because they are angry or because they don't know what they are talking about, which is one of the reasons that makes me think this video is a good thing. Second point, is it positive to contribute to spread this way of jumping? Not everybody will share my opinion, but I think that yes. Battlefield 4 can be played efficiently with an incredibly small range of moves. For example, you can have good results in almost every 1 versus 1 by just picking a hipfire and then pressing shoot and zoom at the same time. Like this. It's the basic way of picking actually. So anything that can force people to press 2 keys on their keyboard instead of 1 is a fucking miracle. In other terms, in my opinion, it could bring a little bit more diversity and skill in Battlefield 4 infantry gameplay. Because yes, it might also require a little bit more aim, which is, as I said, also a fucking miracle. But then, what if everyone begins to jump in every corners like retards to abuse it? Well, I would be honored to be the guy that broke Battlefield 4. It will probably be my biggest achievement in life. But sadly, we are just talking about a jump shot that can be triggered efficiently in only a few situations. And it's definitely not going to change many things. The proof is that most of the French competitive community knows how to do it. And many guys in other top teams like Epsilon or OGZ, when they still exist, knew how to do it, but they don't use it because they think it's counterproductive. They think it's disturbing their gameplay more than helping it. And actually, I think that there are quite a high number of people, maybe in America or Brazil, that I saw do it on stream, so I guess they know it also. So I highly doubt that a jump shot that is rejected by some top players as inefficient could in fact destroy Battlefield 4 gameplay. In my case, I have never played so bad that during the only USL1 final where I tried to use it, because I failed to implement it correctly in my gameplay, and I have never played so good than during the period before this USL1 where I was sticking to non-glitched jump shots. So yeah, in my opinion, we are talking about something that diversified the game instead of killing it. I did a long video on the positive role of glitches in video games a long time ago, so this opinion is really not new to me. Of course, some people may disagree, but in my mind, they are too attached to a way of playing Battlefield 4 among others. And if you think it should be banned, nothing prevents you to try hard to make the Battlefield 4 developers fix it in the next patch. Anyway, I wrote a complete explanation in description if you're interested about the story of this jump on the French scene, where we love having drama all the time. So I hope you enjoyed the video and see you next time. Hi guys! Today we are going to learn how to do what's usually called the French jump shot. I'm talking about this charming move when your skin kinda buries itself into the ground at the end of a jump, like this. This is the jump that gave the French Battlefield player this nice reputation of being complete retard, jumping everywhere. Reputation that is not undeserved. So I only discovered about this jump shot about 3 months ago, but the guys who discovered it first are Malicium from SK and ZouZou from Infamous. They have discovered it at the beginning of Battlefield 4, and thanks to the incredible efforts of the developers, it has not been fixed yet. So I want you to keep in mind in this video that this glitch jump can be extremely powerful when it's used in the right situations, but it can also backfire and kill your gameplay if you try to abuse it every time. When I tried to change my gameplay in the middle of ESL 1, I just couldn't implement it correctly in my gameplay, which is very sad, but that's my fault anyway. So yeah, don't make the mistake of unnecessarily complexifying your gameplay. Use moves in the correct situation and don't try to force a move in an unadapted situation. Battlefield 4 has a very low skill ceiling, and you can be very effective at this game with only very basic moves. So, how to do this jump? It's actually incredibly simple. You have to sprint, to jump, to zoom as soon as possible during your jump, and then do not touch any key on your keyboard for 1 second when you touch the ground. On your screen, nothing will happen, you will just slightly slide on the ground. On the enemy screen though, it will look like you are making love to the ground, like real romantic love. So I repeat, take a corner with an enemy behind it that will not be able to see you at the beginning of your jump. Then you sprint, you jump, you zoom in the air as soon as the game allows it, and you just stop touching your keyboard. You let yourself slide at landing if you prefer. Because if you touch any key on your keyboard, like crouching or strafing, it will interrupt the glitch. Now, a very, very important thing to know, this glitch will only succeed if your opponent doesn't see you when you begin your jump. In other words, hitting the ground will only happen on your opponent's screen if he sees you mid-air or after. If you do this jump without any cover between you and your opponent, you will stay in a standing up position when you are touching the ground. For example, this is me doing the jump in front of my opponent. Nothing happens. No, I do the same jump, but my opponent only see me in the middle of my jump because my jump start is hidden by a wall. And it works. So this is really mysterious. Funny fact, if you begin your jump behind your opponent and that he turns when you touch the ground or when you are mid-air, he will see you hitting the ground. The glitch will work. So this this French jump shot is 100% determined by your enemy not seeing you when you start your jump. Now let's talk about the amazing things this jump does to your hitbox, which are amazing or disgusting depending of if you are the enemy or the guy doing the jump. So it will put your hitbox as close to the ground as if you were proning for an instant. But your camera and weapon will still be at chest level, which means that if you do this behind a head glitch, you will be able to shoot over the head glitch, but your hitbox will be unhittable because it will be under the head glitch. So this is the most effective and disgusting use of this glitch. So this will look like this on the enemy screen. So, if you are a son of a bitch and that you want to use this glitch, doing it behind a head glitch is, from experience, the only situation where you are almost always sure that you are taking the 1 versus 1 the best possible way. In many situations, abusing this jump shot is complicated and less effective than basic moves. Trust me, I tried it. But when there is a small cover between you and the enemy, doing this jump shot will almost always be the most effective way to handle the 1 versus 1. It's a no-brainer in this case. Be careful though, the game has to consider that there is a wall between you and the enemy when you begin your jump, as I said. So some textures like these or these are not considered like walls. So if you begin your jump behind these and that you are in the camera angle of your enemy, the jump won't work. Because the game thinks that your enemy saw you at the start of your jump. But anything that looks like a concrete wall is fine, and you will be able to make love to the ground as hard as you want. So, as you realized, such a glitch is not acceptable. Because the the sad thing with this glitch is that it's so easy to do that players that don't even know it's working are doing it not on purpose. Myself, sometimes I actually try not to use it because not because I'm a good person at all. No, no, no. Just because I think it's not efficient a lot. So I prefer really to try other jump shots. But I will still do it unwillingly because there are so much situations where you are jumping, aiming, and not touching your keyboard. This is such a basic move. So the simple fact that such a simple glitch still exists on the game is incredible because any regular player has done it in his life right now. Uh, I see people do this to me in match all the time, and I think that some of them don't even know they are doing it. I see level 10 in public do this to me with 5 to 20 SKD. And Malicium, one of the guy who found this glitch, had made a forum post to warn the developers about it, but I don't think anyone listened to him. So if you don't want this bug in Battlefield 4 anymore, and that you know how to make the developers fix it, you're free to share the video after insulting me in the comments, of course. So, thanks for listening, guys. As you may know, I stopped my esport adventures. I've never considered myself as a professional Battlefield 4 player because this is a big word and not many people deserve to use it. But anyway, I will post more tips and tricks videos about some Battlefield not so secret things in the following weeks. Then I may stop this channel. My decision is not final yet. In any case, I will make a video about it. So have a good time fucking the ground, and see you next week.